What's up, Earth Angels? My name is Tay. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate all the support I get. And today we're going to do a reading because I feel the energy so heavy weighing on the collective. A lot of my friends are going through hard times. A lot of my family members are dealing with depression, anxiety, and a lot of times we don't focus enough energy back onto ourselves. And so today I want you to just sit and listen to a message from your angels, from your spirit guides, from God, from spirit, from the universe, whoever it is that you believe in. And this message is about you. What are you not seeing about yourself? But this is a very positive message. This is a message to hype you up, to uplift you, to make you feel a little bit lighter. So I really hope you enjoy this reading. First, I need you to choose one of these 3 piles. So this is pile 1 right here. We have the little book of mindfulness. And then pile 2, the inner me. And pile 3, crystals, the modern guide to crystal healing. So take a moment to figure out which pile you feel drawn to the most. And this is the pile that you see when you're trying to look at the others. It's still in your corner of your eye or your peripherals. Or it's the pile that's just calling your name. Whatever it is, choose that pile. And then if you go down to the description box, you'll see that I put all of the timestamps for each pile right there. So just click on one of those timestamps and it'll take you directly to your portion of the reading. Alright, thank you so much, and I'll see you in your pile. What's up, pile 1? If you chose the little book of mindfulness, this is going to be a reading all about what spirit wants to tell you that maybe you're not seeing about yourself. And when I first started to channel your energy, Spirit was showing me somebody who is so aware of themselves. Your level of awareness or self-awareness is extreme to the sense where you don't compare to anyone around you. You're so aware of how you act, how your words could affect others, how your actions could affect others, whereas most people go around living their life with no self-awareness. And so you're very mindful of the things you do, the things you say. You're mindful of how other people feel too. You're very empathic. So you don't even want to be around people who say things that could be taken negatively by others. And sometimes you might feel like, oh, I'm so sensitive. But you're not sensitive, you're just empathic. You're able to feel, and this is a great thing. This is a gift. And Spirit wants you to understand that it is a gift. But there's something about your voice being so beautiful and you having so much to say with so much wisdom, and you don't necessarily speak your truth because you're kind of worried about your truth rubbing people the wrong way. But the thing is that you're so empathic and you're so sensitive in the best way to where your delivery will be the best delivery because you are aware. And so you will deliver what you need to say with compassion and love and kindness. And this is what the world needs. And so Spirit is encouraging you to use your voice more, to speak your truth more, to share the wisdom you have inside more. So Spirit, what else do you want to tell pile 1? What else do you want to tell pile 1, Spirit? So first we have Saint Brigid. Our Lady of Exalted Light, I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. So Spirit wants to touch on the fact that you are so giving, so kind, so willing to do things for others, to go above and beyond. I just got this visual. My little sister, she's a piercer, and she posted on TikTok saying like, oh, like it was like a voiceover or like a voice she used, and it's like, oh, you're so nice. And it's like her giving away for free piercings. And she's like, I don't know why I always give away free piercings. And I'm like, You know, when I started as a personal trainer, I would give away free sessions, and I would just be like, oh, I think that they needed that session. And so there's a give and a take, because Spirit is saying you give endlessly and you're so kind. But the thing is people like you, it will come back to you. Everything you give will come back to you, because you're that selfless and you're that kind, and you do it out of love. You don't do it out of like, I know this will come back to me. You do this because you feel it's the right thing to do. You give without expecting anything in return. You just want to help. You just want to see others succeed. You want to see others off the streets. You want to see others with not hungry, with a full tummy. You want to see people be successful in whatever it is, maybe their math test or whatever it is. It could be a variety of things. But you're somebody who cares about other people's mental health, their well-being, and you just want to give back. And because you're so selfless, this energy will always come back to you. You will always be taken care of. This is another thing I'm hearing. You are highly, highly protected. You are highly supported. There's tons of birds literally flying out my window right now. And another crazy thing is that I actually tried to do your reading. I was about to start it right before my phone said it gave me a heat warning, and I had to go inside and put my phone in the refrigerator to cool it down. But what I did notice was the moon is out, and it's like 11 a.m. over here, and the moon should not be out. Like, it shouldn't be out like how it looks right now. The moon is out, and so you're supported, and maybe you can manifest with the moon more, or be with the moon more, or find comfort in the moon, because the moon is your friend. That's what I'm hearing. The moon is your friend, and the moon wants to be there for you and help you more. Spirit, tell me more about pile 1. What? Okay. So we have Miao Shan, the Princess of Mercy. Giving is receiving. The energy of the universe is merciful. Yeah, literally what we just talked about. It's like the energy always comes back to you. You know that you're always taken care of, and you know that you're okay. So you endlessly give. You know the universe is abundant. You're somebody who believes in the universe, trusts the universe. You surrender to the outcomes. You allow them to unfold. You allow them to happen. Although sometimes Spirit's saying you do try to understand the outcomes before they're coming, and you don't necessarily always allow them to unfold. But what one thing is you do trust the universe, and the universe trusts you, because they know that they can plant an idea maybe in your head of this person needs help, and you will be the person that will carry out that mission. You're somebody who lives in your heart space. You love deeply. You love everyone. You don't care where they come from, which background, what their thoughts are, if they have ignorant ideas or perceptions. You don't care. You still love them because you see the best in everybody, and you do understand that maybe they've had a hard life that has shaped them into this way, and maybe we can unshape them and shape them up different. And you don't judge a book by its cover. You don't judge people when they tell you things. You're that of unconditional love. Like, Spirit is showing me you have so much love. Freya, the goddess of discernment. I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a holy yes. Oh, a holy hell yes. So that's a beautiful thing, because this is something that a lot of people, including myself, struggle with, saying yes to too many things. So Spirit is saying you're somebody who is very wise with not only your thoughts and your opinions and your actions, but also with your time. And if somebody is going to hit you up and be like, hey, do you want to go out on Friday night? We're going to go to the bar. And you know you hate the bar, you're not going to say yes. You're just going to say, no, I don't like that. No, I don't do that. You're not going to come up with a whole story and have a runaround and then have to remember the story or explain way too much, when in reality, it's just not your vibe. You're not on that energy. You're not on that wavelength. You don't want that. And that's something that is a beautiful character trait, because most people can't do that or have trouble doing that. Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance. I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is an inside job. So this is something that you might struggle with sometimes, but Spirit is saying you always return back to this idea of you are abundant. The universe got you. You are protected. You are supported. What goes around comes around. This will come back to me tenfold. This will come back to me 100-fold. It's like, you know, when you spend money with good intention, it will come back to you. You know, when you act with good intention, it will come back to you. But at the same time, it's not a thought. You just know this, it's instilled in you, but it's not a thought that you have to think about, because you just act. You always act with good intention. And that's why abundance comes to you. Because you're mindful. You're mindful of your actions. You're mindful of your words. You're a good person. Brigid, the goddess of eternal flame. I am eternal flame. And each day, my light grows brighter. Yeah, it's like your love goes on. You touch people. You meet someone and your words touch them. Your actions touch them. Something you said or something you did touches them, because they never forget you. They always come back to you. They always remember you. Whether or not they fully come back into your life, they come back to you in thought and tell someone about you. They speak of you highly. It's like people rarely have bad things to say about you. It's like you're a light that, here's your light, and you spread your light to, let's say, 10 people, and those 10 people spread the light that you gave to them to 10 more people. So it's like it's just outgoing, like it's it's bursting out. Your light is everywhere. It's not just here. Now it's touched 10, 20, 30, and then those people have spread your light to 30 more people, and then they spread your light. It's like your light is eternal. Your light is never ending. And your light is based from love. Like, this is a beautiful energy. You have a beautiful energy. Spirit, is there anything else you want to talk about in this pile right here? One more shuffle. I don't think so, but I'm just making sure. Okay. So we have the Starseed Oracle next. So Spirit, what else do you want to say about pile one that pile one doesn't necessarily see about themselves? Okay, so we have a few. One fell on the floor. So I'm going to actually start with perspective. Perspective, none of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. You're somebody who can see all sides of a situation. You can see all perspectives. This is like a family feud, and you have heard everyone's story, and you understand everyone's point and everyone's perspective without judgment. And you're the person who's not saying anything about the other people. You're not agreeing, you're not disagreeing, because you understand their perspective, but you also understand every single other person's perspective. And you're trying to find a common ground or a common link, or you're trying to get them to allow them to see the other perspectives too, and understand that they're not always 100% right. And you're somebody who can zoom out and see the bigger picture, see from a higher perspective. You have very godly traits, godly characteristics. And then we have a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. You have a mind and an eye and a vision for manifestation. You are somebody who can see things happen, and you can bring it to fruition. As long as you focus on it. And Spirit is saying sometimes you lose your focus, but this is just a reminder of this gift that you hold, of this way of life that you have. You are born to be abundant because of your true and genuine and beautiful heart. Because you have such a beautiful heart, you are meant to be taken care of, because you take care of others. And you do it without thinking. It's not second nature. It's just you. It's just who you are. And so when you hold your vision and you know what you want, and you act in a way that shows the universe you want it, it happens. A new life, a new earth, a new job, a new career, a new home, whatever it is. Spirit, tell me more. Okay. We have all paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. You have extreme psychic ability. You're very intuitive. You're very empathic. And Spirit just wants to remind you of this gift you have, because while you're aware of it, I don't think you're fully aware of how far your gift goes. of how you're able to tap into people's energy and understand their situation, understand their perspective, see how they're feeling, understand how to best help people when you're in that situation, because you can actually put yourself in someone else's shoes. You can feel their anxieties, you can feel their stresses, you can feel their sadness, you can feel their pain, and you can transform their pain and transcend it. And it's crazy because it's like you're not even fully aware of your power. And when I say power, I don't like to use the word power but in this reading I know that I can, because of your heart, because of your genuine heart, because of your authentic, genuine self, because you would not abuse the power. You would use the power to help others, to guide others, to bring people to drier land, to bring people to higher land, to help people feel safe, to feel secure, to not feel like they're so in the dark, or they're hurting, or they're in pain, or they're suffering. You're somebody who helps end suffering. You're a light worker. You're a beautiful soul. You're meant to, if you're not already working as a light worker and using your gifts to spread light to the world, I would be shocked. And this doesn't have to mean, oh, you're a psychic, you're a Reiki healer. This could mean you're in the military, you're a leader, and you're leading others to be better men and women. Or it doesn't have to be a gender, whatever. Like, you're leading people to be better humans. It doesn't matter what the job is. You can still spread the light. It doesn't have to be like, oh, you're teaching people yoga on an island. So now we have Star Keeper, cosmic ancestors, seed the light by staying grounded. It's very important for you to stay grounded, and sometimes you can get a little bit out of balance because you absorb all the energies around you. And so daily saging yourself, going outside and walking barefoot on the grass or the dirt, taking baths, breath work is really important, meditating, any of these things. It doesn't have to be all of them, maybe one or the other. Pick one, do one. Try to bring it into your routine as part of your routine, because this is one thing that you're not very consistent at, but it will really help you to feel more renewed. Spirit, what else? And when you stay grounded, you're able to spread your light to more people and to get across to others more fully. So we have, I remember, soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Yeah, so it's interesting because Spirit wants you to live up to your destiny in a sense of your heart's truest desires. Don't feel like, oh, I was destined to do this, or I was fated to do this. You're fated, or you're destined to do whatever it is that your heart calls you to do. And the thing is that you're somebody who listens to your heart. You're somebody who feels energy and feels it so deeply that you can't go against that energy. You know what feels right and what feels wrong. And when you do something that feels wrong, you can't get past the fact that it feels wrong. You are not somebody who's going to make a choice based on money or based on fame. You're going to make a choice based on your heart and what your heart is calling you to do and what is right and what is morally right. And because you're so, you have these high morals and you have these high values and you constantly listen to yourself, you're in tune with energy. And when you're in tune with energy, energy speaks to you. And so because the energy is speaking to you so loudly, you can't not listen. You can't not hear it. If the energy of your fish is telling you, I'm hungry, you're not going to walk by and not listen. So you're going to feed the fish, right? Just like if the energy is telling you, you shouldn't go to this job, you're not going to be happy, even regardless of the money. Some people will do it for the money, but you won't. That's who you are. And because of that, you don't have to worry about what is your destiny, what is your fate. You're living it each day just by listening to your heart. Spirit, is there anything else you have for this pile? I'm not sure. I'm just going to shuffle one more time. One more time, just because I said that halfway. Okay, I had a feeling. Okay, so we have baby steps. Action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. So Spirit just wants you, knowing all of this that you know now, knowing that you have this high level of awareness, this high level of personal development, this high level of connection to yourself, to your heart, to your truest desires, and the fact that you have this power within you that's able to guide others, help others. Spirit wants to remind you to return to center, return back home, return back to your heart and listen. What is your body trying to tell you? What is your intuition guiding you to do? What are your next steps? Because you know them better than anyone else does. So this is all I have for you. Thank you so much for watching the reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please drop a like or a comment. Give me some feedback. I'd love to hear how this resonates for you. And if you're interested, I post readings on TikTok and Instagram. My handle is the same, TarotXTayFit. I also do personal readings. If you just scroll down to the description, you'll see my email. You could hit me up through email. And I also host spiritual retreats across the world. The next one is going to be in Hawaii in October and November of 2023. So I'd love to have you. If you're interested, just hit me up through email, and I'll see you in my next reading. Bye. What's up, Pile 2? If you chose the Inner Me, a journal to connect with yourself and discover what brings you true happiness, this is going to be a reading all about what Spirit wants to tell you right now. So when I first started channeling your energy, actually when I first started setting this up, I set it up pretty messy and it just felt right. And I was channeling your energy and I was hearing beautiful disaster. And I was seeing everything is just a mess, but it's not a bad mess. It's just like you can stay organized in the clutter, or you can see through the storm. And a lot of people can't do this. And Spirit is saying this is a gift that you have, literally. Because most of the time when things are tough, when things are out of balance, when everything looks like a mess or a disaster, people freak out, they get stressed out, they can't work like that, they can't work in that environment. But you can just keep going through it, and you can work through it, and you can make good decisions and see past the disaster and see the art at the end, like the beautifulness that will come out of it. And so Spirit is saying you have this eye for the outcome. You have this eye for the results and the finished product. And you don't really care how you get there. It doesn't have to be organized. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to look necessarily good, because you know the outcome will be beautiful. And so that's a gift. And so Spirit wanted to start off by talking about that. So let's see. Spirit, tell me more about Pile 2. You might be an artist as well. And Spirit, tell me more about Pile 2. You might be an artist or somebody who, I'm seeing somebody who like paints or draws. Fatima, the mother of Imams. Love is my lineage and gratitude is my religion. Okay. So you're somebody who has a good heart, definitely has a good heart. You're grateful for your blessings. You're grateful for the hard times even. You're grateful for people showing up or not showing up, because you're somebody who lives in this idea that it's meant to be like that. If somebody doesn't show up, you just think they weren't meant to show up. This is how it was supposed to be. And you're grateful for it because you can see that maybe you were being blocked for a protection, like as a protection. Maybe you were being blocked because this thing or this person or this opportunity wasn't right for you. And so you're accepting of it and you're grateful for it. And that's something a lot of people can't do, because most people are like, oh, this person didn't show up, like, fuck them. Or, oh, I missed my train, I'm so pissed. It's like, you're like, oh, maybe the train, could have crashed. It's like, it doesn't have to be dark like that, but it's like you see more than just one perspective. And so you stay in this idea of gratitude. You stay in this idea of love and just easygoing and relaxed. You're not going to freak out when your roommate didn't do the dishes, or you're not going to lose your shit when the house is a mess and you have a million other things on your schedule. You're just not. You're pretty chill. You're pretty relaxed. Beautiful disaster. Spirit, tell me more about this person. Tell me more about pile 2. What else do you want to talk about? What else do you want to talk about? So Spirit's talking about the art again. Like, some of you are really beautiful artists, and you don't necessarily let yourself or your work be seen fully. And Spirit is encouraging you to put more of your art and your art out there, whether that's poetry, whether that's drawing, painting, sculptures, or whether maybe you just do some stuff with flowers or vision boards, or you create like interior design or sets for, you know, people on the beach when they set up like engagements or proposals, stuff like that. So Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion, I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. Okay, so it's interesting because some people might say that you're nosy, but it's not because you are actually nosy. It's because you have a lot of love to give and you want to help. It's not that you're nosy. You just feel like you have a good perspective on things. You have been through a lot. There's a lot that's gone on in your life. And that could be another reason why Spirit is saying beautiful disaster, because people might think like, oh, this is a disaster, but you're somebody who, like a lotus flower, like that comes from it could come from the mud potentially, right? And comes out and is just beautiful and doesn't let all of these traumas or things necessarily faze them or hurt them. And so you have a good perspective on life and on everything in general. Like, you always have good advice. And so while some people can think you're nosy, when they get to know you or when they understand why you're being nosy, quote unquote, they see that you're in it to give compassion, to be unconditional love, to not form judgment, to not care if they're a stripper or if they're dealing drugs. Like, you're not judging anybody, because you know everybody comes from somewhere and everyone has a different story, and you haven't had the easiest life either, so you don't judge. You just live with compassion and grace, and you love. And Spirit wants to emphasize that not all of you guys have a messy, disorganized place or house or area, but it's just a fact that you can see through it. Like, it's like, it doesn't take you out. It's something that you can take on. While it might take others out, you can take it on. Spirit, tell me more. But for most of you, you're very unorganized, I'm not gonna lie. There's only like about 10% that is pretty organized, but most of you are just pretty messy, but it's okay. It's not a bad thing, right? Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance. I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is an inside job. So Spirit is showing me that you're somebody who is abundant no matter what's going on. So you're like, literally, this is reminding me of Jaya Lakshmi. She's a singer. She's beautiful, a beautiful person inside and out. And her song says, "Earth is my creation." And it's like, literally that line right there is kind of how you live. Like, earth is your creation. No matter the struggles, no matter the downset or the issues or the challenges or the setbacks, the downsets, I don't know what I'm talking about, the setbacks. I'm like, what is that word? No matter the setbacks, at the end of the day, you know earth is your creation. You create your own reality. You can choose to look at the earth and think that it's beautiful, or you can choose to look at the earth and think it's a disaster. While at times you might think that it is a disaster and you might feel a little doomed, you quickly shift out of that mindset and you see the best in everything. Like you see the idea that, wow, look at the flowers are blooming, look at the leaves are beautiful, the sky is gorgeous, the universe is infinite. Like the little things just bring you back to this idea that, wow, I have infinite potential. There's endless possibilities out there. And you're grateful for them and you go back to them, and it keeps you abundant. It keeps you protected. It keeps you supported. It keeps you not having to be on your toes. You just kind of live in this sense of everything will be all right. This too shall pass. There's nothing you can't take on because you've taken on it, all of it already. And it seems like you go through struggles and trials and tribulations and you finally think that the tough times are over and then something else hits you. But the thing is that you remain positive and you remain compassionate and you remain in this energy of love, and this energy of love is a beautiful thing to be in. And for some of you, you might have a lot of family issues, a lot of trauma, a lot of pain, a lot of suffering that you have to see your siblings or your parents go through, and it hurts you. But you're the person who can remain positive and stay in the light and be the light and allow it to pass more easily. Spirit, what else? And this is because you do the inner work. You take care of yourself in a sense of you do healing, whatever type of healing you do. Maybe you just go to the gym and that's your healing. Maybe you do some yoga. Maybe you do Reiki on yourself. Maybe you go get Reiki. But you're connected to your inner being and your higher self. And you kind of know that when you're connected in that way, you know that things will get better. That energy is only temporary. That life will shift. Next we have Sappho, the poetess. I love every inch of my body and I love the women in my life fiercely. This is actually something that you struggle with, but Spirit wants to commend you on how hard you try and the battle that you do fight when it comes to loving yourself and loving your image and loving what you look like and maybe how you're eating. And it's a struggle. You go back and forth between positive affirmations and negative affirmations. But Spirit wants to commend you on how hard you work towards perfecting or allowing yourself to feel better when it comes to your self-image. Because you're such a beautiful person inside and out, and the universe wants you to see this, wants you to understand. And the women around you are really like a reflection of you in so many ways. Like when you look around and you think like, wow, my best friend is so beautiful. Well, so are you. My mom is so intelligent. So are you. It's like Spirit is showing me that you love all the people around you so much. And Spirit wants to remind you that these people are only a reflection of you because we are all connected. And you are so close to them and you love them and you care about them and your compassion goes towards them. And Spirit's saying take that same compassion and pour it back into yourself because you deserve it. And Spirit knows you're trying and wants you to be proud of you for trying, but also wants you to be more aware. So Spirit, we have Miao Shan, the Princess of Mercy. Giving is receiving. The energy of the universe is merciful. Yeah, you're somebody who understands energy. You understand karma. You understand like what goes around comes around, or basically, okay, for example, I have someone I know who told me he always ghosts people. Yet, if you're looking for that energy to not happen to you, you have to be careful by not putting that energy out there. So if you're constantly ghosting people, you potentially could be getting that same energy of people ghosting you when you really like them. And so you're somebody who understands this idea and this concept of what I put out will come back. And it's the flow of energy. And honestly, this is something that is a gift because it allows you to act in ways. And maybe sometimes you have to think about it. Maybe sometimes you have to go back to your morals. Like, what should I do? What do I want to do? It might not always be like first nature or autopilot, and it's something that you have to think about, but it's something that you do think about. And Spirit wants you to recognize this and become aware of this, because this is a beautiful characteristic of yourself. Spirit, is there more in this deck? Is there more from this deck? Let's do one more shuffle, Spirit. Is there more? I had a feeling. We have Diana, Queen of the Wilderness. The language of the natural world is a frequency of love. This is my mother tongue. Okay. So Spirit wants me to talk about how naturally beautiful you are. You don't need makeup. You don't need to do your hair. A lot of you have curly hair. But if you don't have curly hair, it doesn't matter. It looks good straight too. But Spirit is like, I'm just seeing this person, and obviously this card is showing someone with curly hair too, but just like a wild look, wild hair, like just natural, how you were born. I'm hearing my friend, she's like, this is the butt I was born with. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, I'm training her, we're working out, and she's like, yeah, I don't know, I just want to build a butt. I'm like, you have a butt. She's like, this is the butt I was born with. And Spirit is saying, this is the body you were born with. This is the face you were born with, the lips you were born with, the eyes. This is you, and you are so naturally beautiful. Naturally beautiful. You don't need makeup. You don't need to put gel in your hair. You don't need to do much. Honestly, you just need to dress how you love to dress. Because your beauty goes beyond words. It's crazy. Like, and you don't see it. You think you need makeup. You think you need to do your hair all like with heat and style it and put gel in it and dye it. And Spirit is saying, no. Don't do that. Because you're just so beautiful without it. And so Spirit wants you to recognize that natural glow, that natural beauty that you have. Spirit, is there anything else in here? Okay, I'm going to move on. So Spirit, tell me more about pile 2. Tell me more. So we have a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. So you have similar energy to pile 1. It's interesting. I wouldn't say look at pile 1 because it's different, but it's similar in a sense of you do have a vision. Like, you have a way of manifesting. You have a way of creating. You have a way of knowing what you want and bringing it to fruition. And you do that through hard-ass work, to be honest. You work really hard, and Spirit wants you to understand you work harder than most people, than all people, but you work so hard. You have so much, such a good work ethic, so much drive, so much motivation. You're constantly working to do different things, working on different projects, thinking about different projects, thinking of different ideas, and you have this way of bringing it to life. Like, you have a vision for a video, and then you create it, bam, nailed it, perfect, just how you wanted it. And so Spirit wants to remind you of this power that you have in manifesting the life that you desire. Life by design. Creating what you want. Living what you want. But there's a message about you working smarter, not harder. It's like you need to kind of recollect yourself and focus back inward to know exactly what it is you want. Because you don't necessarily take the time fully to understand what it is that you want. So instead of taking that time out to understand what it is you want, you're doing everything. You're like beating around the bush, doing work here, doing work there, doing work there. Oh, this didn't work out. Okay, swipe here, more work. And Spirit's like, whew, relax. chill. Oh, my dog. Go outside in your hammock. Go outside on your walk and tap in. What do you desire? What do you want? What is it truly that you want? Because you can make it happen. Spirit, what's next? We have deep cellular healing. Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. You're somebody who can heal not only yourself, but you can heal others. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you actually do Reiki, or you do some type of energy work, healing work, you make crystal grids, you do energy. It's energy healing, something to do with energy. And I wouldn't be surprised if you work with this, because Spirit's saying you have this gift of being able to work with energy. And the more you heal yourself and continue to heal yourself, because I see you've been doing a lot of work, the more you're able to heal others and the more you're able to help others. And you have this deep longing for helping others. And you constantly live a life that is devoted to helping others and wants to help others. But you could be even better at doing this by first starting and continuing to heal yourself. And then we have inner earth. You'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. So, as I was saying earlier, beautiful disaster, there's a lot that goes on in your life constantly. It just seems like you feel like everything is better, and then bam, you get another phone call about something else tragic happening in your family, in your life, and you just can't seem to get past it. And Spirit wants you to know that better times are coming, and they're coming quick. And I think that some of you are actually moving. Some of you are going to be going camping. Some of you are going to be, it's a lot of nature. So maybe you're moving to somewhere that is just a very beautiful, zen, nature-filled place that can help heal you even further. And for others of you, it's a trip. But there's something coming up that is just so beautiful and will be a new beginning for you. Will be a step in the right direction. And Spirit wants you to know that your loved ones are safe. That I know you worry a lot, but they're supported. You had to go through this too. You were in these situations too. You were depressed. You were anxious. Some of you were doing drugs, dealing with drugs. Some of you were in the same situations that you might find your family members in as well, and you're okay. Look at you. You came out better than ever. And so Spirit wants to remind you that new beginnings, new solutions are coming. You'll survive this. Your loved ones will survive this. Hyrith, longing for home, homesick for the stars. Yeah, there's a feeling that you might feel like you don't belong, like you never fit in, like people don't hear what you're saying, like they don't fully hear it, they don't fully understand. And Spirit's saying because you're not of this earth, literally. You were put on this earth to guide others, to help others, to show people how you can get to know yourself on a deeper level, how you can heal yourself on a deeper level, how you can connect with yourself on a deeper level. Because when you have that, you realize you can heal yourself. When you realize you can connect with yourself, you understand that you have control. And you're somebody who's meant to teach people about this control, about this way of life where you can take care of yourself fully on your own. And so while you might not relate to others, you're the one who's meant to teach others. You're a beautiful teacher. You're a beautiful leader. And you're a beautiful role model. We have the courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. Yeah, you're somebody who is a little weird. And when I say weird, like I'm weird, I understand. Like, but you're somebody who's a little bit weird in other people's mind. And Spirit is saying, let yourself be seen. Show your weirdness. Keep it weird. Continue to be weird. Show everything you have, because you have a lot of wisdom. You have a lot of intelligence. You have a lot of love that you're meant to give back to the world. But in order to give back, you have to show yourself. You have to be seen. You have to put yourself on YouTube. You have to put yourself out on Instagram. And Spirit is saying baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. It's time for you to take action, for you to take steps in the right direction, the direction that you want. Follow your intuition, follow your heart. You know that you're not meant to be in this specific space that you're in for the rest of your life. You know you're not meant to be in one place. You know you're not meant to work at the same spot. And so Spirit is saying follow your intuition before the universe gives you a tower moment or something and shows you that you're not meant to be doing what you're doing. Whatever it is. It's like you're at the edge of something beautiful. And if you keep taking those small steps towards it, you're going to see everything you want to come to fruition. Because you have this power that you can manifest, you can create, because you come from a good place. And you're a leader, and there's so many people who would love to follow you, but in a sense of not like, oh, I'm a follower, but it's like a leader and a follower in a sense. They want to follow what you're doing because they can see the light from your leadership, from your action. You're showing them the light. Spirit, tell me more about this. I know there's more, Spirit. Tell me more. What else do you want to tell Pile 2? Pile 2. Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. So, you're somebody who can just look at the situation in front of you and understand that everything is going to be all right. That nothing lasts forever. Energy always changes. Energy always shifts. And you try to see not only your perspective, but everyone's perspective. And you don't like conflict. And you'd rather have peace. And you're just a good person, Pile 2. You're just a good person. Okay, that one flew across my gym. I'm in the gym now. I was outside, and my phone got so hot I had to put it in the fridge. So I came back in. Oh, wow, this is a beautiful card. Jump in. Andromedian energy, adventure, say yes to change. Okay, so Spirit literally wants to end the reading on this message. Jump in. You're ready for some change. There's some change coming to your life. If you're not aware of it yet, you're going to be aware of it very soon. But like I said, some of you are moving, some of you are changing careers, some of you are going on vacation, but Spirit is saying, don't think about it too hard. Even if it's a move across the country, say yes. And I feel the resistance. Did you feel that resistance? I was almost not going to say yes, but that's your resistance. That's not my resistance. That's your resistance. Don't resist it, because this next phase of your life is going to be a beautiful disaster. But emphasize the beautiful, okay? And just know that you can navigate any water and you can make the best out of everything. But for real, in reality, this next phase of your life is going to be the most beautiful. All right, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please drop a like, drop a comment. Please give me your feedback. I want to see how this resonates. I love feedback. I never get feedback, but I love feedback, so send it, please. I appreciate it. All right, and if you are interested, I have a TikTok and an Instagram. I also do readings, same handle, TarotXTayFit. I would love to have you. And I'm doing personal readings. My email is down below if you'd like a personal reading. And also I host spiritual retreats. My next spiritual retreat is in Hawaii in October and November this year, and I would love to have you. So if you want any information on either of those, just send me an email. All right, I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye. What's up, Pile 3? If you chose the crystals, the modern guide to crystal healing, this is going to be a reading all about what you need to hear from Spirit right now. So first, Spirit wanted to talk about the fact that you're very calculated, you're very logical, you're very just on top of your ish. You're very much like a planner or just very educated and informed and aware. and unbreakable. That's what Spirit is saying. You're unbreakable because you know the facts. You know what this crystal does. You're like, oh, amethyst, this is for tranquility and peace and healing. And you go into way more detail. I'm not a big crystal I am a big crystal person. Let me not go there because my house is filled with crystals, but I don't know. I don't even know every crystal that I own. I know at the time I buy it, but then I forget. I just feel it and I'm like, I know what this is for. But you're somebody who knows the facts and you remember the facts. It's not like you take a math test and you forget how to do the math. You take the math test and you remember how to do the math. Or you take a test and you remember everything you learned. You don't just forget it. You're very calculated, very informed, very, very intelligent, very smart. And so today we're going to start with this deck, the Starseed Oracle. Spirit, what do you want to talk about? So we have all paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. Okay, so Spirit is kind of encouraging you to also turn to your emotional side a little bit more. While you're like the smartest person ever, Spirit also wants you to kind of turn into, how am I feeling? And because you actually have very good intuition, but a lot of times you're more focused on the facts or the logical side of things, while in reality you have a very deep connection with the not so logical side of things. And so Spirit is asking you, maybe turn your gaze within a little bit, maybe do some inner work, some meditation, and you can take notes and take the facts of this situation just like you do the facts of a history book or a crystal book. You can, take notes like, okay, feeling tightness in the chest. What does this indicate? This indicates maybe some stress, some anxiety. Okay, I'm not breathing deeply. What would happen if I breathe deeply? It's like you're maybe more experimental or like logical, or you want to write things down or just have it like, you want to do an overview or a write-up. And so Spirit is saying you can do a write-up or an overview on how you're feeling, but it'll allow you to kind of tap in more with your intuition. And because if you could utilize not only this intelligent, both sides are intelligent. I'm not saying that your intuition is not intelligent, because your intuition is very intelligent. But it's like, if you can utilize both sides of the coin, the logical and the non-logical, or like the logical and the emotional, you would be even more bulletproof than you already are. You would be even more unbreakable than you already are. And so Spirit is just encouraging you to kind of tap in with that side as well, because when you tap in with that side, you're going to see things you didn't see before. Spirit, what else do you want to tell? So we have Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. Yeah, so I got this vibe of you before. You're meant to be, a professor, a lab expert, a chemistry engineer, you're smart as hell. Like, let's put it like that. You're so intelligent. You're supposed to do the jobs that people would only dream of doing, like astronauts, where they're like, oh, that takes so much higher learning, that takes so much school, so much studying, and all of those things are above my head. It's like when I took physics in college and I was literally failing every test and there was just no hope for me. And I was at tutoring and it just like, there's just no hope. I spent so much time on that class and I still was failing every test. And people look at you and they're like, how does this person know all of this? Like, you're meant for that. You're destined for higher learning. You're destined for this knowledge that people don't understand, because you do understand it. And it's like easy for you to understand. It's like, you definitely got the pieces of expert in fields that are just so hard for people to understand the basics of. And so Spirit wants to remind you of just how intelligent you are, because sometimes you don't see it for what it is. You just see it as, oh, everyone should know this is basic. But it's not basic. If it was basic, everyone would be on the moon. If it was basic, there would be a bunch of chemical engineers, chemistry engineer? Chemical engineers. See, I don't even know the right word. But there would be so many people doing what you do, or what you aspire to do. Because for some of you, you're not necessarily where you want to go, but this is just a message to remind you that you are meant for that life. You are meant to go to the grad school. You are meant to go to this school for you to become an expert in whatever it is. Because you are meant to learn. You're somebody who remembers. I have a client who she remembers everything. And I'm like, how the hell does she remember this? She's 75. She talks about math equations. And she talks about things she learned in school when she was like 6 and 7. And then in high school, like equations that I learned in high school that are gone. They're gone. This is her pile. That's what I'm saying. Like, she knows all the facts about everything. And every session I have with her, I'm learning a lot of lessons. And so you have so much knowledge and so many lessons to give to other people. But you're the person who's the expert who can actually understand the material to teach it in the first place. Because there's someone like me who wouldn't understand this material if it took 10 years. And then to teach it to somebody else, and I'm not even bashing myself, I'm just being honest. Like, I'm just being straight up. If I studied physics for 10 years, I probably still couldn't teach physics. I'm not lying. I already studied it for 2 years, once in high school, once in college, and I still couldn't get the basics. And so I'm just trying to show you what I mean by you're hella smart. You're hella smart, hella intelligent, very informed. You remember the facts. You have a great memory. And most people don't have this. And you probably think it's basic and people, it's just, oh, everyone is like this. But no, they're not. News flash. They're not. And it's a gift. You have a gift. Spirit, tell me more about this. What else? Okay. I'm going to take this one on the floor to start. And then I'm going to take this one. Okay, so deep cellular healing. Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Okay, so there's a lot of healing that needs to be done physically and emotionally. And there is a sense that you kind of mask this with just staying busy, studying, learning more facts, learning more things that you can become an expert at. And so Spirit is just asking you to kind of tap in, because there's some deep cellular healing that needs to be done with your physical and emotional body. And this healing will help you have a deeper perspective, and you'll have that extra that nobody else has. You already have the extra that nobody has, but now you'll have the extra that nobody else has. It's like Spirit just wants you to take another piece of the puzzle, because you're very analytical, right? So let's say this is the logical, this is the emotional, and then this is the physical. And you have the logical down, the physical is like halfway there, the emotional is missing. And for you to have all the pieces, you need everything. So Spirit's asking you to bring this in so you can have the full package. And so right now, you have the full package, yes, but there's a deeper package that has to do with your healing on a physical and emotional level. And because you're already here, you're interested in that, because you wouldn't be here if you weren't interested in healing in some way. So you're already interested in it, whether you think about it or not. And you chose the crystals. Crystals are all about healing. The modern guide to crystal healing. You chose the healing pile. So you want to work on this healing, but it's getting in tune with that energy first. So Spirit is asking that you kind of get more in tune with yourself. You do the inner work, whether it's like, how am I feeling? Whether that's journaling, or maybe you do meditate, but I don't see most of you meditating, but maybe for a few of you, it might be up your alley. But I do see a lot of you being kind of more analytical, kind of more journaling, kind of asking yourself questions and reflecting on them, and that will help with your healing. So we have jump in. Andromedian energy, adventure, say yes to change. For you, I feel like you're kind of on this more so, you're on like a strict schedule, or you're like kind of in the same routine. And while this has been very productive for you, and Spirit commends you and is proud of you for being able to stay in this routine and stay structured and study and do all of this, Spirit is saying it's time for a change that will shake up your world in a way you never thought you needed. And that is the emotional, that is the physical, that is the getting to know yourself on a deeper level and allowing you to become a better leader, a better teacher, a better expert in your field. I read something one time, and it was about a scientist, and he was very much against like the kind of the idea of like the spiritual world. And because he just didn't believe it. Like, he believed in science, and he didn't believe in this idea of an afterlife or a spiritual world. But when he did his research, he actually found cold, hard evidence of a spiritual world. And so it's like opening a new page to your book and realizing like this whole new universe that wasn't necessarily apparent to you before. This whole other side of things that's going to open up your world to something greater than it already is, because your world is already great. It's already beautiful. You've already learned so much, but there's so much more to learn. And you're a lifelong learner. You're a higher learner. You're an analytical learner. You're somebody who dissects things and takes things seriously. And so Spirit is asking you for this to be your next serious project. Spirit, is there anything else in here? Okay, I think there is. So let me just... Whale and Orca elders, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. Yeah, you dive deep. And you can dive deep into so much. And so Spirit is saying you're like meant to be a teacher or a leader or somebody who can guide others in the right direction. You're meant to put yourself out there. You might not see yourself as like someone who's in the spotlight, because I can see you as somebody who is, like the smarter, like this, like the smart kid in the class. And you're also somebody who was always asking questions, and maybe people didn't understand you fully. They didn't understand, like, why is this person keeping us after class? But it's because you're so analytical, and because you're the person who's meant to teach them in the future. And so maybe you didn't have the best social situations for yourself, and you weren't ever like fully socially understood. And so you're scared to put yourself in the spotlight, but Spirit wants me to remind you of how much knowledge you have. People don't just carry this much knowledge in their brain. Like, you're a whale. Whales remember everything. And so Spirit wants to encourage you to put yourself out there, to put yourself in the spotlight, so your voice can be heard, so you can show others what is meant to be and what they're meant to learn. So Spirit, tell me more about this pile. So we have Fatima, the mother of Imams. Love is my lineage and gratitude is my religion. So you're somebody who, you wouldn't be upset. Okay, let's say like if you created a class and one person signed up, you would be happy to teach that one person. And so Spirit is saying, why worry? Just put yourself out there. Put yourself in the mix. Allow yourself to connect with others. It doesn't always have to be analytical and like so serious. Like, it can be more emotional, more physical, like living in the physical world, talking to people, getting to know people. Like, you can be more social because you have that ability. It's just tapping into it. Spirit, tell me more. We have Marguerite Perette, the mystic of divine love. Love is divine and I am nothing except love. That's beautiful. Because I feel like you learn a lot of these things that you learn, in a sense, to be able to help others in one form or another, you know, in the stuff that's hard, the stuff that doesn't make sense, the physics of creating a car and having an engine and that doesn't blow up, or I don't even know if that's physics, okay? This is like some type of science, right? It's like knowing how fast this car can go without this or that. And it's like stuff that we need. Stuff that makes society better, that makes society safer. And you act in love, like you're a person of love, like you don't do things selfishly. You do things so you can inform others, so you can be of service of others. Catherine Laborde, the patroness of miraculous healing. I am ready to heal. I am worthy of the miracles meant for me. This pile is like screaming all over it, like heal me. But it's like you can heal yourself. Spirit is saying you can heal yourself. You have all the tools. You have all the tools, but they don't make sense exactly how everything else makes sense. Like it's not like perfect data laid out. It's a little bit different. It's a different rodeo. It's like the data is inside of you and you have to find the data inside yourself. You don't have to research outside of yourself anymore. It's time for you to research within and find that data so you can start to heal yourself. Why? Like, what is this that I'm feeling in my chest? The same tightness we talked about earlier. Okay, so it's tightness in my chest. It might be stress. Is it an emotion? Oh, this emotion is actually sadness. But why the sadness? Oh, the sadness is because I'm fearful. Like, why are you fearful? I'm fearful of losing a friend again because my friend died. And then maybe, oh, you're not over that sadness. Maybe you have to mourn a little bit. Maybe there's, like, whatever it is, it's going in and understanding, what is this emotion? What does it look like? What does it feel like in my body? Where is it coming from? What is the root of it? And so you being so analytical, this is something you might actually have fun doing. It might be interesting. It's like a new project, but it's yourself. And meanwhile, when you're doing this new project, you're healing. Freya, the goddess of discernment. I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. Yeah. So saying yes to yourself is a holy hell yes. That's what Spirit is saying. That's what that card is about. It's not about saying yes to anything else besides yourself. When it comes to yourself, it's a holy hell yes. And when you are thinking, oh, well, it's okay, I'll just be more productive doing this. No. Don't put yourself last. Put yourself first. When it's you, it's a holy hell yes. Remember that. When it comes to healing myself, when it comes to working on myself, it's a holy hell yes. Okay? Holy hell. Yes. Yes. Spirit. Anything else? Okay, we got 3 more. So, I've never seen this card in my life. I like this one. Okay, let's start here. Kali, the mother of the universe. I release all that doesn't serve me. It's time to be the truth of who I am. People only know you as the expert. They don't know deeper than these facts, these write-ups, these excellent work. They don't know you beyond the excellent work that you do, the excellent knowledge that you have. And it's time for you to show who you really are. But a portion of showing who you really are is getting to know who you really are and doing that inner work and getting the data on yourself and understanding who are you, where are you from, what you like, what you not like, and getting rid of anything that doesn't serve you. Next, we have Teresa of Avila. Our Lady of the Interior Life. I trust the answers I find within me. I know the presence of love is real. So as you're doing this inner work, trust what you find. Trust these traumas that you find out and you maybe don't want to face. Maybe you've been masking. Maybe you have forgot. And when you come across these, trust these answers. Trust these answers. Don't believe that you're making it up. Understand that it's real and you're ready to heal. You're ready to face this. You're ready to move on and you know that the presence of love is real and it's all around you. Your spirit guides are protecting you. They are stoked that you're ready for this. They love this. And they want to be with you. They want to help you. And trust it. And we have Isis, the goddess of magic. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. So this is a message of having fun with it. Having fun with your healing. Understanding that when you want to take a break, when you want to have fun, when you want to, first of all, I feel like you have trouble taking a break to do the inner work. So when you're taking a break to do the inner work, it might not always be pretty. So when you take a break to do the inner work and then you can't handle the inner work and you need to take a break to have pleasure and fun, whether this is sexual energy, creative energy, whatever it is, don't be down on yourself about that, because this is connected. Like your desires are also connected to your inner work. And it can't just all be like darkness and hard and hard and hard and hard. You have to also give yourself a little bit of room to have fun and to experience what you desire at the same time. So Spirit's just reminding you that when you're doing this inner work, don't make it all be painful. Make it be fun. And we have White Buffalo, Calf Woman, the prophetess of the sacred way. My heart is a compass. The path of love is true abundance. So the thing that's missing in your life, pile 3, is the inner knowing, the inner compass, listening to your heart, listening to your body, listening to your soul, connecting your physical and your emotional and your logical body all together. Because you're so in your logical, you're so intelligent, you're so smart, you're so capable, you're so powerful, you're unbreakable. So imagine how you would be if you had it all connected. So just think about this. Meditate on it if you do meditate, but you probably don't. So write it down, journal about it, see where you can go. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please drop a like, comment. I'd love your feedback. I know you're somebody who gives good feedback, so hit me up. And if you're interested, I post readings on TikTok and Instagram as well. It's the same handle, TarotXTayFit. If you're interested in a personal reading, I also do personal readings. My email is down below, and I also host spiritual retreats around the world. My next spiritual retreat is in Hawaii in October and November of this year. I would love to have you, so just hit me up on the email if you're interested, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye.